we'll definitely go through the past 2 days that TEDxBucharest Metamorphosis just happened. And as you took part in it and you had the chance to facilitate the whole experience and moderate each and every speaker in the transition and to make sure that everything happens according to a plan, and if something doesn't happen, you are having the quick fix at you, because most of the job implies this, that you have a team that it's working the event, and we have somebody that's the point of contact with the event. So as you had the chance to know probably most of the stuff about the speakers and so on, we'll do an exercise on that and connect the theme of metamorphosis to what do you think it happened to you these past 2 days or even weeks before, because you knew that you're gonna be facilitating the event. How did TEDxBucharest changed you to some extent? This was then the first question. How did it change you?
So basically, how did it change me? Yeah. The interesting part about that is that I'm someone who really likes to prepare a lot and to work on whatever things I'm saying or the conferences, workshops, etc. I prepare and I really over-prepare. Normally I create courses online and I always script everything from A to Z. Everything comes on a prompter and I read it off. So I really, really like preparation. And getting here on stage for those 2 days, the more the event was advancing, or the more things were happening. So many things were happening that weren't supposed to happen, and I had to let go. I had to. Script. Yeah, there was no script anymore. That's sometimes I felt like just throw it away, you know. And I had to go with it, go with the flow. Just embrace the chaos sometimes. And go with it. We had this moment with the Bandersnatch where basically the lights were out. I went off stage, and it had normally it was supposed to start everything, the performance exactly, and then it didn't. There was a technical glitch, so it was staying black, and the crowd was silence, and what's happening? We were backstage, like what's happening? And I saw all these people freaking out, like we have a problem, and then I went like. Well, okay, let me go up and talk to these people. You want to go up? Yeah, I want to go up. So I was embracing it, and that's something I usually don't do, you know. So it was, I really, it transformed me in a way that not only did I learn to let go, but I proactively embraced it and went like, okay, let's do this. Let's just go and see whatever. And so I end up in front of the crowd, 1,000 people in front of me, no script whatsoever. I have no idea what I'm supposed to talk about. Everything is going wrong. There's chaos behind me. I know I need time.
And you're the only one knowing.
And I'm basically like, okay, and now what? And this was great. I had so much fun, you know. And it's helped me. This event has helped me to go beyond my comfort zone as well, and learn to embrace this chaos and to make the best out of it as well, to improvise more and that's probably, I mean, we're doing this interview 10 minutes ago, we were still there, right? So it's all so fresh, and I still didn't have time to process it. But this is what I would say right now, that
I think the impressions now are the most valuable ones.
It's very hot. Everything is still. I'm still boiling inside.
Exactly. So in a nutshell, whenever something doesn't happen according to a plan, according to something that you've said that it's gonna happen or do or say and so on, there might be something out there that will definitely push you to the next level, right?
I don't know if it's the next level, but it's
not in any cases, in each and every cases, but it's this, you know, like the potential of things are not happening as we planned.
Well, there is. I studied a lot this last summer, the whole concept of flow, the flow state, you know, and basically the basic rule of flow is really to learn to let go. And when on stage, and when things are going into haywire, in all senses, what's happening in the brain is very interesting at that point, because we're talking about hypofrontality, which means when a part of your brain that's your inner critic shuts down, and to do that switch, it's
so
not normal. Normally,
focus.
that little voice in your head goes like, "Don't do this. You're stupid. It's going wrong." And to just consciously say, "Shut up," it doesn't happen like that. So in the brain, at one point, you just need to let go, and then you can get into the zone. People, athletes call it the zone.
The zone, yeah.
And I really feel like several times this weekend, I just like it shut down I got into that hypofrontality where it just shut down, and it's just like you go with the flow. And that's basically what happened to me. I feel,
I totally feel what you're saying, and I hope that the people watching this now have experienced it.
Yeah.
And if not, but it's very unlikely that they didn't, they will. So they need to go and push themselves and get into the uncomfortable situation that will definitely help them.
Exactly. That's one of the conditions to get into flow state is tension. You need tension. You need like a problem, and unable to transcend. To get metamorphosis really into the next stage of consciousness is to be able to let go and to shut down that inner critic. So it's funny, now we're talking about it. I realize it's the metamorphosis. It's getting into a higher state.
That's a great new definition of this of the state of this process. Are there any other advice that may come from your experience or from others' experience that you've observed that could help people to either depict change that it's going to happen, or to why not trigger change? So are there some of the most important things that you would mention when asking this?
Now, change is all about getting out of your comfort zone. We're so used to stay in our little area that we know, and we repeat the things we've been doing over and over again, and we stay there, and it feels safe. It's one of the things that made us survive as a species as well. The thing is, the magic happens outside that comfort zone, right? One of my favorite authors is called David Brooks. He's a New York bestseller. And a quote, it's one of my favorite quotes about the brain, is the brain awakens in the new. Okay. So you need novelty. You need to get out of that comfort zone. You need those new experiences. And you can go even further than that. It's not only about feeling safe or change or growing, whatever. It's also about brain health. It's one of the foundations, the fundamentals of having a lot of new experiences, having a rich life where you try out many new things and you do things that are out of your comfort zone will create so many new paths within your brain that that will help you later in life when you're older to protect you against your brain
damages or
the things like dementia and Alzheimer. Those are things that basically we're talking about an illness here, but still that illness can be present in your brain. However, if you had that rich life, if you have that thickness, that concentration of neurons and of connections, the neuron density in your brain will protect you from the symptoms. So I won't become technical here, of course, but the thing is,
you get
novelty,
the virus, but you don't have the
novelty,
effects.
getting you out of your comfort zone will help you. Will help you. Basically, what it does is you've got plaques in your brain that block the information with the disease. So the information can't get there. But whenever, when you have that rich life, you create so many connections that the information can still go around, and you have like backup ways to get to the information. So instead of having the classical situation with dementia or Alzheimer where you forget about so many things and you don't even know what things are for, well, thanks to the backup channels, you still get the information for years, so you can have the disease without having the symptoms. And that is mostly, well, of course, Alzheimer is also, it's a degenerative disease, and it's a big part of it is because of genetics. There are other environmental factors as well. But the thing is, novelty, getting out of your comfort zone, embracing change, being able to go beyond what you're used to do, in the long run is one of the best protective measures you can do for your brain, and embracing it is it's like the fountain of youth for your brain, you know. Yeah.
So it's more of a topic of health.
It is.
When debating
it definitely
such things.
is. Absolutely, absolutely.
Take it as a health issue, health matter.
For me it is. From a brain's perspective, to me
exactly,
it definitely is.
You have this the field that you're passionate about and that you're working with.
I can't stop talking about it. I'm sorry.
Exactly. It feels, and which with each and every of the edition speaker, I could tell that they're coming to funnel and channel their experience and knowledge towards a particular theme, as we had this year of TEDxBucharest Metamorphosis. But then you could see that each and every one of you are coming and bringing a layer from their own experience, from their own life, from their own passions, which is a great thing to see, you know, like unveiling or getting a shape in here. We had a drill with throughout these days, which I invite you to actually do for yourself, would imply the following. Think of yourself and give yourself a theme, as TEDxBucharest gave a theme to this edition, and it was Metamorphosis. How would you best describe yourself, your life, the way you feel now, with a theme, with a title, with a header, with a heading, you know?
My God, what a question.
Yeah. If you're to be like a billboard of Gregory, and then what's next?
Wow. I would need at least
a couple of seconds.
No, a couple of days to think about that. The best ideas actually come after you've slept. Your brain is able to organize things, and that kind of information needs to be processed. Okay. Gregory, wow. What could we say? The theme. I have no idea. I've never thought about it.
But yet, I think this triggers exactly those mechanisms.
Yes, exactly, absolutely. You're out of
I've seen this in each and every speaker that we had these days.
Sure.
And they had the reaction which is similar to this. And I could imagine at least a new path opening, which they gave it to us. You gave it to us as well throughout the days. You gave it last year because you were one of the lineups speakers of last year. And I think it's a matter of sharing, the same reactions and feelings. So
I don't know. I probably would go in the direction of, when I do things, I'm really convinced of, like participating at TEDx, like coming back and hosting a TEDx event. I put my heart and soul into things, and I'm very enthusiastic when I believe in something. And I always, when I go on stage, when I give conferences, when I give workshops, I'm always giving myself 100%. So, and it's this enthusiasm, the emotion and the enthusiasm is something that communicates way better than any idea you might have. And so, it would come down to something around enthusiasm and like a transmittable enthusiasm, something like that.
We're definitely ecstatic, and we were ecstatic throughout these days. So it's a powerful validation towards the fact that you say that it's around excitement and being ecstatic about a subject of your choice, and that you're passionate about. So thank you for
passion.
Thank you, because you feel the way you feel.
Passion for the brain. Whatever.
Passion.